What's up, fellas? So, had to get to part two, so I did the women's hard wiring. And now we got to do the male hard wiring. Because as you guys know, we men have no faults. Yes, that's right, fellas. We're perfect. Our shit don't stink. I am just kidding. We have bullshit too. Just like women, hard wiring sometimes, guys, when you break down hard wiring, the essence of hard wiring is what? Survival instincts. Survival instincts. Now, I'm not talking about life and death. Survival instincts of what? Our genes, right? We have to do our hard wiring this thing to do things that put us in the best position to not only survive ourselves, but to carry on our genes. Okay, guys? So that's what our hard wiring is for. A lot of shit that you hear that go on YouTube, particularly in the manosphere, are things that go against our hard wiring of our survival for our genes. Yeah, everything's about being a smooth talking players, ladies man. But that is not how our genes have got carried on all these centuries, guys, by being some smooth talking ladies man, unfortunately. So let me get into my talking points. But the main thing I want to talk about in this is a lot of the shit y'all hear circulating in the manosphere is not how we survived all these centuries. Okay, guys? So let me get into this. Number one, hardwiring of men. Men are hardwired to get laid. I am a firm believer in the selfish gene. For all you guys that never heard of the selfish gene, it is a theory. I can't remember who it was. It's a theory that some guy came up with, that everything a man does is to help him improve his chances of getting laid. That's what the selfish gene is based off of. Even when I was young, I didn't call it a selfish gene, but I kind of had a theory similar to that I didn't even know what the fuck it was. Guys were telling me when I was making YouTube video, oh, that sounds like you believe in the selfish gene. So I looked it up. I didn't even know no fucking selfish gene. But it basically states that men do whatever they can to present themselves in the best opportunity to get some ass. Okay, and I think we have some hard data to back this up now. For all you guys that don't know, they've been saying that an overwhelming majority of men aren't even trying to look for work. That a lot of men are just content with basically getting by or being bums. Well, why is that? Well, women's selectiveness have made men give up on pursuing women for romantic relationships. In return, what causes is these men are not motivated to be productive citizens. No ass, no work. And you see this with the motivation in a lot of young men. For all you guys, you can look that up. I don't know if a lot of you guys heard of this, but a lot of men are just simply not even trying to work because they can't get no ass. See, for centuries, men's great motivator for being productive citizens was to, I get out, I provide, I get a wife, have some kids. I got to get out here and do a shitty job that I hate to provide for my wife and kids. Well, now, since women are just only wanting Chads and Tyrones, and the requirement now is you got to be 6'5" and make $250,000 a year to get a whiff of some pussy, guys have lost their motivation to be productive citizens. So, I think that backs up the selfish gene. Now, guys, a lot of you guys are going to disagree with this talking point and this, that, and the other, and that's fine. But I like facts, not feelings. That is a fact. It's no doubt in my mind that if women was not as selective as they were and more men were getting laid or felt like they had an opportunity to get laid, I guarantee you that stat wouldn't exist. I promise you it wouldn't exist. But if you're an average guy and you're 5'8", and women are just rejecting you because you're not good enough and you don't make enough money, you just start to think in your head, well, I don't need much to get by. I'm going my own way. I'm not going to ever have a family. Women don't even see me. So why even bother? Women have always and always will be the biggest consumers, guys. Always will be. That is why you see that if y'all guys want to know why these television shows and stuff are so female dominant, well, I'll tell you why. Because they run ads through their programs. And guess who these ads are primarily projecting their product to? Women. Men are very simple, guys. Men are very, guys, guys, all the shit, men are very simple. Men wouldn't buy no clothes. Men wouldn't be buying no exotic cars. That is women shit. Women love all that shit. Men just get that shit to attract women. Men don't care nothing about that bullshit, furniture and all this other shit. Men don't care nothing about no houses. If you talking about a man, just a man will be content with goddamn sharing a room with a roommate for most parts. If he ain't getting no ass, the only reason we care about having our own place is what? So we can have somewhere to come back and fuck. A man don't really give a shit. Guys, listen, I was perfectly fine with the basement. I could have did without the mice and all that other shit. It wasn't ideal, but in all honesty, if we get into the crust of the shit, part of the reason I had, the majority of the reason I had a problem with the basement was because I know it was fucking up ass. If, I'm gonna tell you right now, let's hypothetically say the lady who owned the house said, hey, you can't have no female guests over here, this, that, and other. I wouldn't give a shit about the condition of the basement. The only reason I talk so much shit about it is because it was fucking up me some ass. See, when you start fucking with my ass, we got a problem. Oh yeah, we got a big problem. We got to do something. See, it start interfering with some of my ass. That's why I ain't like it. Hell, I was fine. It don't bother me. Just me. I don't give a fuck if it's just me. The women weren't comfortable. That's why I had a problem with it. So guys, the selfish gene is very, so guys, listen. All you guys, everybody want to make and believe, oh, I do it for me and I do it. You don't do shit for you. Oh, I like to look good for me. How many times have you motherfuckers got up, put on a suit and sat in your living room and watched TV all day just for you? The average person don't give a fuck what they looking like when they just laying around the house. Women too. Nobody does shit for them. Women don't do shit for them. You don't. Everybody, when they just lounge around the house and they know they not going outside, nobody really gives a shit how they look. Period. Most people, unless they in a mindset to attract the opposite sex, like when they running errands, the average person even then don't really give a fuck what they look like. People only care about what they look like when they're doing what? When they're going somewhere at a spot that they know they potentially might put themselves in a position to meet somebody of the opposite sex. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. And people want to shame on this today because people want to go against our hardwiring. We're hardwired to fuck, motherfuckers. That's what we're hardwired to do. We're hardwired to fuck. To recreate and keep the genes going on. That's the way it works. It ain't, see, when y'all think of fucking, y'all just thinking your selfish terms. Oh, it feels good, but you're not hardwired to make it feel good. The reason why you want to fuck subconsciously, you're trying to recreate your genes, your lineage. The fucking is just the byproduct of it. The sexual thing comes from to keep the genes going on. Every time you pass by somebody, from now on, I want you to think somebody bust a nut. That's why that person there. I want you, every time you see that motherfucker, every time you see somebody, I want you to just know at 21 years ago, 3 months ago, somebody bust a nut that day. Every time you see somebody, that's why they're there. Okay, guys? All right, so everything we do, go to the gym, our work, our careers, everything is subconsciously done to give us the best opportunity to fuck, which is done to keep the genes going. Next, guys, men are not hardwired to be faithful. Men are only as faithful as their options. Why is this? Well, it's simple, guys. Anything to recreate and keep the genes going more. Every man will cheat if given the opportunity. The only men that won't cheat, that have the opportunity, are ultra religious men. And even then, most of them will cheat. See, here's the thing. Well, a lot of guys get confused with cheating, right? Guys confused with pursuing cheating with getting women pursuing you. See, that's the difference. See, if I'm in a committed relationship, well, I would never pursue another woman. But if a woman throws herself at me and I find her attractive, then I'm a cheat. The only way a man don't cheat outside of the ultra religious men are the men that have a lot to lose. What I mean by that? Let's say that I'm a rich guy with a rich brand and I don't have a prenup. That is way too risky for me to cheat. Or I have a brand. Like, do I think Barack Obama is going to cheat on Michelle Obama? Absolutely not. Do I think it's because he's this great, honorable man? No, I do not. I think it's more centered around what the brand is. So no, I don't think Barack Obama is going to cheat because I think it fucks up his brand too much. So a man with a lot to lose as far as his public image or financially, and y'all guys know most men, even when it's just financially, they still will take their chances. It's usually that image, a lot of guys, if you have that status, that image of holier than thou type image. But guys, y'all guys have seen guys who had these images and they still cheat. They still cheat. Because we as men is hardwired to, if a woman is throwing ourselves at us, we're hardwired to carry on our genes by as many women as possible. That's just the way it is. So for all you guys who are in committed relationships or married and you think like, why do I feel this urge to want to step out on my wife? That's your hardwiring. You're going to fight with that all your life. Most men, though, don't have the status or the opportunity to cheat. In the words of the great Chris Rock, nobody's trying to blow you. A man is only as faithful as his options. If one of these super fine Instagram models that you find attractive jumped in your DMs and you thought you can get away with it, you're going to cheat. What I'm here to tell you is it don't make you a bad guy. It's your hardwiring. That's the way it is. You're hardwired to act on that. And if she's throwing and you find her attractive, and you probably gonna cheat. I hate to say it, and I know a lot of guys on here who don't get women throwing themselves at them, and they gonna stand on their soapbox and they gonna talk shit and tell me what they will and won't do. And what I'm gonna tell you right now is you're a fucking liar, or you're not being realistic. That's what I'm gonna fucking tell you right now. You're a fucking liar, or you're one of these people that's unable to be realistic with himself. That's what you are. Next, guys, and this is going to be a controversial one. Men are hardwired to be envious. Yes, envious. This is why you deal with men. This is why I try to tell y'all guys, y'all always fixated on female nature. Female nature. Men are hardwired to be envious. Why? Because if you're doing well, you're taking female attention away from me. That's less ass for me. So if you're doing better than me, you're drawing more female attention than me. That's a problem. Y'all guys, if y'all guys ain't never had dogs and little puppies, Put some food out there and you have about 5 or 6 puppies. Put some food. You can put the whole bag out there. Enough for every damn dog in town to eat. And watch, you're going to have them. Now you got all this. I can see if you put like 5 little pebbles out there. Now you got all this food. Why is he carrying on acting like that when it's obviously more than enough food for all y'all? Because he don't see it like that. Ain't enough for all us motherfuckers. Not till I'm full. That's his hard wiring. If you eat, I can't eat. Now, how can why do some men act on this and some men don't? Well, let me rephrase that. Why am I no longer envious towards other men when they're attracting females or doing better than me financially? Well, that's because now I live in a mindset of abundance. See, that's the thing. So, what do I mean by that? In abundance, with abundance mindset, what happens is, you know there's enough for everybody. In a scarcity mindset, you think like, okay, if he's at the top, then I can't get to the top. And that's where you have a lot of men with this crab in the barrel mentality. They don't know no better. So when I was poor, I had that envious mindset because I felt like you had some type of advantage or better luck than me. And that's why you're there. Now I know that everything, I control my life. I control it. And so when I see a man who is making 50 or 60 million dollars, I think a year, like Anthony Davis just got $62 million a year. I know, okay, well, how about you start your another business and you build up to $60 million a year? See, I know anything is possible now. When I had that scarcity mindset where I felt like, I just was destined to be a 9-to-5 worker, that something like that would make me feel envious. Now, I've never been the type of person to act or show it. You just, like how I think, guys, this is what I think. Envy is something you can feel that's inside of you. A hater is somebody who overtly show it. Like me, I can be envious of somebody, but I'm not going to do anything, go on their page, on their Instagram page. You're a piece of shit and you played like crap last year and you did not deserve that money. See, I'm not going to disturb nobody's peace. See, I'm not a hater. I might be a little envious when I see something, but that's just to me, and that's just a natural human element. That don't make you a bad person. What makes you a bad person when you become a hater, where you overtly, he think he all that. Yeah, if you go to Floyd Mayweather's page, it's a natural human feeling to look at something that shouldn't be like, damn. That's just natural, guys. That's just natural. Don't think that other women see other women with nice bodies and they don't feel like, damn, that bitch bad. That's just natural human feelings. That's just a hard wiring. The thing is, now I come from a place of abundance to know, well, if he did it, I can do it. Okay, guys? But that's a natural human element to anything. Anything, guys. Envy is one thing, being a hater is another. You can be envious. You see somebody driving a Bugatti, that's okay to be envious. It's a natural human thing to be envious. You see somebody in a loving relationship is another. It's one thing, you probably gonna be envious if you ain't got nobody. That's just the way it is, guys. People try to kill human emotions. That's a natural human emotion, guys. That's just the way it is, guys. But don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Next, guys, men are hardwired to be providers and protectors. All right, let's get into this one. All right, so now the protector thing is, we have removed protector and replaced it with simping. Now, don't get me wrong. There are men who simp, right? There are men who simp. What I label as a simp is somebody like this here. Somebody would jump in a girl's DM. Hey, shawty, what's your cash app? You looking real good on them pictures. I'm gonna cash app you some money. That's simping. But you let some of the guys in the manosphere tell you, and if you take a girl on a date, that's simping. See, guys, this is the natural order of things. This is the way, guys, y'all guys ain't gotta like what I'm saying. I'm just being honest with you and giving you the hard wiring of men. This is the way it works. This is the way it always have worked up until now, where the manosphere came, and anything other than kicking a woman in her ass when she crosses the street is simping. That's where we're at as a species now, because you got these little lame duck ass dating coaches and people in the manosphere who been doing anything nice is simping. Whereas before, simping was really simping, where you gave a woman money for just looking good. That's simping. How it works is, guys, with dating and courting and stuff like that, how it worked is a man showed a woman his ability to provide. That's what a date was about. That's what it's about. If you can't afford to take a woman on a date, you couldn't afford for a woman to sleep with you, because how the fuck are you going to take care of the kids? That's what the basis of a date is. If you couldn't afford to take a woman out for a steak, you get me pregnant, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, pray? That's what a date was for. I don't know who came up with the dowry, and that's over there, like African, if you marry Muslims or some of these countries, Indians and stuff. But if you marry these women, the family require a dowry. Part of that dowry is showing the family that you're able to provide for their fucking daughter. And if you can't afford a fucking dowry, then maybe you shouldn't be marrying our fucking daughter. See, we live in this simp thing now where everything is simping, where we want to try to kill biology. But this is the way it works. If you can't afford to take a woman to get some damn chicken and rice, then maybe she probably shouldn't be sleeping with you, because obviously you couldn't raise the fucking kid. And if you can't afford to get a family a dowry, then obviously you probably shouldn't be taking our daughter, because how you gonna fucking take care of the fucking family? So let's get rid of the word simping for shit like showing a woman you have the ability to provide. See, guys, I've never been mad with taking a woman out for a date, because I know it's the natural essence of things. It's the natural essence, the first test of courtship, because if I can't afford to feed you, how can I afford to raise a kid? It's common fucking sense. So all this shit about I invite the bitch right over, man, all these boquishas, man, all this other shit, these trifling ass purple hair bitches y'all fucking, man, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all gonna have to stop making that the goddamn standard. The standard is for you to so that you're a self-sufficient man that can provide and do something for a woman. That's the essence of it. You don't gotta like it. That's the way it works. Goddamn fucking animals in the damn wilderness have to fucking peacock, but you motherfuckers think that any goddamn, if I bought a piece of bread, I'm simping. How the hell you simping? You're simping if you bought her a coat for the first date. That's simping. You're simping if you cashed out or some money before you even met her. That's simping. Taking a woman on a date ain't simping. That's the way it works, guys. If I was a woman, a guy who couldn't afford to take me on a date, I wouldn't even go. What I'm wasting my time for? And I understand it's a progression. I don't expect no fucking T-bone steak on the first date, but $40, and I know because of inflation, right? It used to be, in 2016, we could have went to happy hour. I probably could spend $25. You know, shit, I might have moved that up to 50 now. Shit, inflation is a motherfucker right now. But so first date maybe $50, $40 or $50. Second date maybe $100. And I understand for you guys who stay in cheaper towns and stuff like that, not fucking Buckhead, New York, and all this other shit. I understand you have towns that you probably can spend a third of that because you're just in a cheaper spot. I trust me, I was in Alabama, I get it. But second date maybe $100, and third date maybe we'll go to $200. That's the way it is, guys. That's the way it is. And you have to see to yourself, okay, do I like what I saw the first date, and do I want to keep investing in this, or do I want to call it a day now? Do I think she's worth that? If not, that's the natural essence of things, guys. I hate you guys have grown up in this society where the word simping is you can't do anything for a woman and you're simping. It's a big difference between showing a woman you're a provider and simping, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. How I do everything, guys, is I always say, how would I feel if it was my sister or if I had a daughter, my daughter? That's how I like to do everything. That's how I like to do everything. And I would not want my sister or my daughter, if I had one, to date a guy that couldn't afford to take her on a date. That's just me. Next, guys, men test just as much as women. Men test boundaries just as much, guys, all the time. Now, you typically gonna get these tests from people that you see on an everyday basis, right? Typically, and I'm not saying it will never happen, but typically somebody you're gonna see at the mall or store or something like that, they don't test you. This is typically gonna come from people that's in your neighborhood, at your school, at your job, because they need to test the boundaries with you, right? Nobody you're gonna see at Walmart tonight or tomorrow you're gonna have to test. You're gonna test them. This is gonna be people that's in your classroom or at your job, right? Or friends, whatever, right? Men gonna test you like this because they want to know what you gonna let go, what you won't let go, right? And I had this all the time when I was a trainer at the gym with the men at the gym, right? You got to set those boundaries. And sometimes, guys, you can forego a lot of this testing just by the way you carry yourself. But some men still, they still need a little pep talk. You still gotta let them know. And a lot of this, guys, just gonna be how you carry yourself. But when you see somebody trying to troll you or this, that, and other, understand they're testing you. Anytime you feel, guys, let me ask you this right here. If you gotta basically ask yourself, damn, that felt kind of disrespectful. Oh, damn, that felt disrespectful. Was that disrespect? It probably was a test. And you probably need to set a boundary. Now, I had a guy in the comment on my last video saying, told the guy not to joke so much with him, that he don't like to joke. And that the guy was like, everybody was telling him, oh, he jokes like that with everybody. Cool, joke like that with everybody, not me. And I told him, you need to set a boundary for you. If that boundary is good for them, that's cool. We talking about you. You got to set boundaries with people because men are going to test you all the fucking time. And if you set a boundary, typically most people will let it be. Some people you might have to go a little further and show them you mean business. But by and large, once people say you set a boundary with people, but men are going to test you. Trust me, guys. Particularly the men you see on an everyday basis. Next, guys, men are just as hypergamous as women. Have you guys ever wondered why women fought so hard for alimony and child support? Just had nothing else better to do, huh? Nothing else better to do. Oh man, let's just get some free money. That's because, guys, it was commonplace. Commonplace for a man to upgrade a bitch after 20, 30 years and go get some younger. And then gave this. So here we go. I'm 21, you're 21. We get married. You in the house, I raise the kids. Here we go, 25 years down the road, I'm 46, you're 46. You getting a few wrinkles, the boobs are sagging a little bit. Meanwhile, I'm seeing this hot 24, 25-year-old, 26-year-old that I think I want to get with her. Let me just upgrade your ass, get your old bad ass out here. Kids are off now. Listen, kids grown, they gone to college, they got their own lives, they grown, right? They out the house. We got 3 kids, they all out the house. The last one just went to college. Let me upgrade your little old ass. That's why women fought so hard to get alimony and all this shit. Men are just as hypergamous as women. Just thanks to alimony and shit like this. Let me ask y'all guys something. Let's say right now, the country just abolished alimony and all this and child support now, everything was just joint custody. How many rich men you think would file for divorce tomorrow? How many rich men you think would file for divorce tomorrow if they just abolish all alimony? Just, you come in, you get what you came in with, that's yours. How many rich men you think would file for divorce tomorrow? Even if they having a quote unquote happy marriage. Y'all know they would. Y'all know they would. All these 60, 70-year-olds, multi-millionaire men, man, they'll be divorcing them old bitches like it ain't nothing. Men are just as hypergamous as women. Just alimony keep us honest. This is why women, if they don't get a commitment from a man, that's why they move on. If you quote unquote don't shit or get off the pot, because they already know you're gonna waste my best years and then I ain't gonna have shit to fall back on. And most men just don't have an opportunity to be hypergamous because they don't never increase their sexual market value. But if you see from men like The Rock, Kevin Hart, these guys had average looking wives. As soon as they got a bag, them motherfuckers upgrade them motherfuckers. Because men are just as hypergamous. We are no better than women. We always talk about monkey branching with women and shit. We ain't no different. We ain't no fucking different. Just usually most men don't increase their sexual market value to act on it. And lastly, guys, men are hardwired to peacock. And this one get a bad thing because now anything other than using your glowing personality, you're simping. It goes back to my simping shit. But since the beginning of time, guys, a man showed his resources to attract the opposite sex. Sometimes men use other things, status, their ability to stand out from the crowd, their pre-selection by, having other girls. But guys, this has always been the way it has been. So for all you guys who feel like, well, I don't want to lead with my wallet. See, you're going against your hard wiring. You're going against your hard wiring. Now, I wouldn't, if I was a purple pill guy looking for love, you don't got to go the fuck off. Like, you ain't got to walk around with 2 Rolexes and all this other shit. You ain't got to be stupid. But you should at least look neat and look like you're a functioning, productive citizen to attract the opposite sex. Yeah, you don't got to be walking around looking like you goddamn baby or Birdman of Cash Money with a fucking diamond grill and all this other shit. I think he don't even got that no more, but y'all guys get what I mean. You don't got to get ridiculous with it, but you still should look like you have something going on for yourself. You should still look neat. So guys, a lot of the shit that go on in the manosphere, they try to make you feel bad about going with your hard wine, and if you dress neat, you're leading with your wallet and all this, that, and the other, and all this other bullshit, guys. Guys, you're going against your hard wine. I don't know what else to fucking tell you. You're going against your hard wine. You're hardwired to peacock. That's the way it is. That's how you attract the opposite sex. All right, guys. So I don't want to keep you guys longer than that. I hope y'all guys learned something. As y'all guys know, as this list is, a lot of the shit I talked about, man, the talking points of the manosphere want you to override the way you're hardwired. You're not supposed to peacock, quote unquote, lead with your wallet. And you're not supposed to take a woman on a date and you're simping. Or women are these evil creatures because they're hypergamous like we ain't. All right, guys. I'll get back with you guys next time.